Welcome to another episode of Racing to Learn. We are a nonprofit that uses radio control to get kids excited about math and science. We are working on our ProLine Pro MT 4x4 again today, and we've got a new servo. So we're using this out of an Arma or Durango. It's an ADS-15M, 15 kilogram servo. That's 208 ounce inches for those in the standard side of the world here. So we are using this because the servo that we had previously tried to use, the Savox 023 SW0231MG, was too tall. And we had this laying around in our Revo 2.5 brushless conversion. You can see how it's a tad shorter there. That's probably maybe 3 or 4 millimeters shorter there. So we're going to go ahead and try this servo out in our Pro MT. This should work here. We can always do a test fit. The servo cable is supposed to go underneath the differential. Just going to straighten out this cable here. Feed it through. And let's just do a test fit here just to make sure without mounting everything. Looks like we're good here. It might still be a tad too tall, but this is really a standard size servo versus the apparently taller one here. The Savox there, that wasn't quite standard. So let's go ahead and pull the servo mount off of this guy over here. I'm just going to probably switch over to the power driver. Make that a little bit quicker. I remember when I was a kid and I didn't have a power driver, my hands would get sore from working on RCs. So, okay, pull the servo out here, get the screw out, just so that I don't drop it somewhere else. Alright, so out with that guy, and I'm just going to get in the proper orientation here. Go. Oh, I've got to feed the servo cable through this as well, because it's not going to fit over this way. Alright, pull this back out. Okay, so let's try this again. And it looks like you could probably, this is symmetrical, so you could probably flip it, but just for consistency, I'm going to keep it the way that it was. Okay. So let's try this again here. The servo mounts plastic in the back. Pop that in. Get some screws started here by hand. Oh, I gotta flip this mount. Alright, there we go. Wait a second. I don't even remember anymore now. I think, yeah, actually, the little, the smaller ends there, it should actually fit into the grooves here. So I had it incorrect when I previously mounted that other servo. There we go. Just make sure I'm not going to cross thread back out that screw a little bit. Make sure I don't cross thread. And then I'm going to pop in the other screw here. Again, not completely tightening it. just because of various differences in those tolerances and whatnot in these servos. I'm just going to screw this in by hand so I can hold everything in place here. Got a little bit too anxious when I was installing the servo before. I just installed the bottom mount in the wrong direction. So tighten these up here, and again, not all the way tight, so leave some wiggle room there for me. And then line up the other screws. That lines up a lot more nicely. So let's feed the wire through underneath the differential, underneath the center differential. And we should be good to go with the servo here. So it's interesting how even something as simple, you would think, as installing a servo can take you a couple tries. So, there's something to be said about completely ready to run vehicles, because I probably spent a good 20 minutes getting just the servo installed properly. Alright, that fits a lot better versus the Savox that didn't fit at all. So let's go ahead and tighten this down. Put in the other two screws through the front two mounting, or not front, but however you want to call it, the more inboard screws here. Just want to take care not to cross thread. If I feel any resistance on that screw going in, I just want to take it back out and try again. Maybe reverse it. Make sure I don't cross thread those screws. And go ahead and put in these other two. Sometimes just to make sure I don't cross thread, I like to reverse that screw until the first couple threads catch there. And you can see how everything is just very, very tightly packed here in the 1/8 scale components into a 1/10 scale truck, but we really do like the smaller form factor of the 10th scale, which makes the RCs a lot more portable. Alright, so I'm going to tighten down the screws closer to the diff first, and just kind of cinch them in a star pattern. Make sure I'm even in the distribution there, the torque. Just tighten these down. Just from my days as a real mechanic, or at least a shade tree one. Alright, so tightening up all these screws. And I'll tighten up the ones that go from the mount into the truck itself. So I like to just hand tighten everything here since it's a new truck. It was a little odd because screw didn't seem to be tightening, even though I kept turning it. But just a couple turns shy there of feeling some resistance. All right. There we go. Finally got our servo installed here. So again, don't use the Savox SW0231MG. That one's going to be too big for you. You're going to want something that is this size. So the ADS-15M from Arma is a good budget servo choice here. Got the servo installed. Stay tuned for the install of the rest of the electronics. And of course, we're going to want to center that servo horn. We'll go ahead and do that in the next episode. So like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think in the comments, and we will catch you next time.